Today on Growing Idaho, are a bunch of homeowners underwater again? If you weren't around in 2008, it's what happened back then. The market crashed, home values plummeted, and everything stopped because no one could afford to buy or sell their homes since they owed more on their mortgages than their homes were worth. They'd lose money. That's what's called being underwater on your mortgage. And I can tell you things were not better where it was wetter. And there's a big worry now that we're headed in that same direction. Why? Because these numbers right here really don't inspire hope. A recent survey from Insurify reveals that 69% of homeowners have some concern about being underwater on their mortgages. There's good reason for that, because that same survey showed 25% of new homeowners say they are already underwater on their mortgages. Now that's nationwide. How are things looking locally? Well, just looking at values, the median home prices in Ada and Canyon counties are down almost 10 and 11% in just 1 year. That's according to the Intermountain MLS. So I guess it's time to panic? As fun as that would be, no. Debbi Myers, president of Boise Regional Realtors, says first, the market here in southern Idaho and eastern Oregon is unique, and it's important to focus on local rather than national numbers. Well, as you saw, those local numbers still do not look great, but Myers says they should not look great. It was time for them to come back down.
I think we're getting into what I would refer to as a more normal market. If you look at growth patterns and you take out the COVID years, we're back on track with that normal type of growth. The COVID years were just so ridiculous for a lot of reasons. One, we were undervalued going into COVID, and that COVID made that even more attractive for people who were coming out of big cities because they could work remotely now and they could have some space. So that really boosted our prices. You know, we saw the things where people were coming in and offering way over asking because they could. And they had the means to do that. That's settled down a lot. People still have equity in their homes. We're in great shape there, but we're not seeing that panic buying that we were seeing during COVID. And that has settled the market down to more normal rates.
Here are some other important points that Myers made. First, we all got our tax assessments recently, which were way down for most of us. So some of you might be thinking, I'm underwater on my mortgage. Not necessarily. Myers points out that your tax assessment is not the market value of your property. Assessors typically undervalue your home, and you can get a lot more money for it on the market than what it's assessed at. Also, foreclosure and distressed property rates are nearly non-existent here. The rate of folks behind on their mortgage payments in Idaho is one of the lowest in the nation. That is at just 2%. All that means that the market is not crashing. So she says, if you're waiting to buy, you should stop waiting if you can. The market, at least around here, is going to be fine. And that is because of Myers' final point. Housing inventory is lagging way behind. Builders cannot keep up, so that provides some pressure to keep those prices up. And when you take all those factors together, providing that up pressure on home values, while rising interest rates and frugal buyers are providing that down pressure, you get hopefully what we're looking at now, a more normal market and very few people underwater. Maggie?
Okay, thank you, Justin, for the update.